Hey, what is up, everybody? Mark here. Today, I'm going to give you just a really brief overview on how to use calipers. This is not going to be a master class or anything like that. I'm just going to give you a couple of tips so you can be more comfortable with how to use them and what types of thing you might use them for. So let me go over the real basics on it, and then we'll jump into how to measure a couple different things. No matter what kind of calipers you get, most of them are going to be set up the same way. You're going to have two buttons. You're going to have a power button, and then you're going to have a zero button right here. So of course, first of all, you'll just turn the power button on. And then depending on whether you use imperial or metric, you can use this button right here to change from imperial to metric and just get it to whatever you prefer to use. I use inches in most cases, so I'm going to leave it there. And then this one is the zero button. And most of the time, the reasons you're going to use that is when you turn it on every now and again, it's not going to get back to zero. So you just want to hit that yellow button or whatever color it is on yours to make sure it's zeroed out when the jaws are closed. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to use it on a couple different things, and then we'll go over how to use this part, and the part that's on the end here. So first of all, probably 9 times out of 10, what you're going to be doing is using your calipers to measure the thickness of different materials. For example, I've got this scrap piece of MDF right here. I'm going to go ahead and just pull this back with my thumb, opening up the jaws there. And I'm going to put this piece of material right in there and just push it shut with my thumb right there. I'm going to try to keep the material as close to 90 degrees as possible. Let me give you an example of what you don't want to do. You don't want to have it like this or like this, turned left or right. You want to have it pretty much straight up and down. And just to ensure that I do have it straight up and down, a lot of times I'll take my other hand and I'll just kind of squeeze it gently right here to make sure it's straight up and down. And right now, this actually measures 0.125, which if any of you have been following me, you know that I say that never happens. Well, there it is, 0.125. Now, a lot of people ask how hard you need to squeeze these. And if I push really hard and white knuckle it, I can get it to read smaller. But really, you just want to go ahead and let the calipers close on it gently, and then that's pretty good. Because here's what's going to happen. If I were to squeeze it really hard, what you're going to end up doing is using this number for something like, say, a slot size, and that's going to make the slot size even tighter. So you really just want a nice, just general measurement there, and that works. So that's how you do it. Put it in there, close it gently until it touches it, and that's the number you want to use. Now you see right there's a good example. For a moment there, it didn't go to zero. So if I wasn't sure, I would just go ahead and hit that zero after I close it, and I'm good to go there. Give you another couple examples. Let's say I used this most bestest ever sign here, and I wanted to measure this base with both of these pieces here. What I would do is open up the jaws, close it on that, and I would say those two pieces together are 0.3595. 0.3595, all right? So that's how you use the basic jaws there to measure how thick your material is. But let me show you how to use this part up here and also the depth gauge there on the bottom. So for example, let's say we used this design right here and I wanted to know how wide this gap was. Well, a lot of times people will just do this and just kind of eyeball it here and put the jaws to the edges right there, and that's okay. But what you can also do is use this back part. Let me see if I can get it at the right angle for you guys. Zero that out. And I'm going to open it right up into here until those parts touch. And now I know that that gap is 1.145 inches, just like that. And that's pretty great. Let me show you another little trick. When you do that and you want to make sure that it doesn't move, you can tighten this knob right here. And now when I pull it out, that doesn't move on me, so it stays the right measurement there. Let me show you one more use of this end right here, because when you open this, you see that that piece comes out on the back end, and while you're doing that, it's also measuring right here. So what you can also do is if you want to know how deep this hole is, let me see if I can do this again. You can pull this down like this until it hits the bottom. Let me lift that up so you can see it. So just like that. And now I know that that is 0.94 inches deep. So that's how you use your calipers in a nutshell. There's other little details, but honestly, those are the things you're going to do most often. So hopefully that makes it easy for you. Let me know if you have any questions, but I think you're ready to go start using your calipers and measuring things accurately.